開始咗未咧？聽唔聽到？應該聽到係嘛？Good。OK，咁啊，打翻場 N 八啦。十
Fold,
世冇打過嘅
fold,
N 八遊戲，因為都要諗啲嘢做下啊嘛，係嘛？大家好，聖誕節快樂！冇人睇緊啊，而家零人睇喎，喂，叫啲
fold,
人嚟睇下啊嘛，俾啲嘢嚟，俾啲人嚟睇下我要。而家係開緊噶嘛，係嘛？
fold,
依家係開緊噶嘛？誒，見到喎，睇緊。你好，Matthew Lee。早晨，Ray Ben。咁啊，無端端就打緊一個 N8嘅 Hyper 50，咁啊可以 run deep，可以好快爆，咁啊睇下睇下今日個運仔點樣，可以超快爆。冇啦，冇
fold,
得接。佢勁喎，
fold,
即
fold,
三都係冇嘢可以做喎。喂，大家好，係咪呢個直播好似冇乜講嘢住啦，都未 set 好，但係
fold,
好驚啦，未 set 好已經爆，
fold,
所以都係要留心啲好啲。我驚未 set 好就爆。
fold,
冇牌啊喂！
fold,
你好啊，B B
fold,
哥，驗書踢你好，大家好，
fold,
好耐冇見大家啦。咁啊，啱啱喺台灣翻嚟啦，我尋日星期四先
fold,
翻，
fold,
都要
fold,
都要做下
all
嘢嘅。咁頭先啊，
fold,
好快咁樣就剪咗條大 J 嘅訪問片，咁啊敬請期待啊，幾正啊，我覺得。唉，AI 都要 call 俾佢。
check, check, fold,
唉，冇嘢可以做啊，真係。咁 full 到，大家去台灣好唔好玩啊？B B 你覺得？ 都幾開心係嘛？應該。好 A8 suited，咁就可以上路啦。我都多人打其實。
Call.
好 ，let's go。
Fold.
6.3個逼，應該仲有 ahead 嘅牌，竟然係冇嘅，都唔係竟然嘅。好爆機，可以打到角，廢物。一廢物，我係廢物，幾容易爆？要爆真係唔使，有爆真係唔使等喎。Daily Turbo 唔就話得11個人玩嘅喂。2 hours， 咪試下呢個咯。好，試下呢個先。
Fold.
繼續努力。
Fold. Raise. Call.
要叫啲人嚟睇下先得喎，大佬。冇人㗎，冇乜心機 stream。
Fold.
Opportunity to undermine their goals in general.
Call. Check.
We wanted to save those lives.
經已 off，咁啊冇嘢可以做嘅，等死嘅都係。
Fold.
有邊個喺度睇緊？我哋留個言先啊喂，講下嘢喂。
Raise.
好 ，BVB 可以開。頭先我連個 numpad 都未插得切就爆咗。
Raise. Fold.
好，呢個咧其實係一個幾好嘅 three bet 位嚟，喺 button short handed suited 啦，有 queen 啦，都 unblock 晒佢一啲回 fold 俾我嘅牌啦。咁啊當然俾人 four bet 就要收佢啊。佢要我收皮，我就即刻收皮。好，開得。
Raise.
咁啊，如果要打晒，我都要打晒噶啦。喂，大家幫我留意住，有冇香港旗啊？呢個 bot 要 check。pair 隻10應該幫唔到佢。
Bet. Call.
我覺得 ace high 係 pretty good。
Bet.
再打就要 fold 啦。
Fold.
好，再接再嚟，
Raise.
今次就唔會 fold 啦，有一 pair。呢個 Jacks for Stacks 係對我好似都幾有感情咁啊，搞到我兩手，好有感情啊。Queen High 幾好嘅 bot， deny 下啲 equities 先，
Bet.
因為佢有啲大牌啦，嗰啲大牌咁無端端俾佢，冇可能俾隻免費牌佢 draw 嘅係咪？咩國旗睇唔到啊？嚇佢哋啲 players 側邊有支國旗噶嘛？例如 Mr. Mir 咪有支越南旗咯 ，Ward Ibaya 咪係以色列旗咁咯。
Fold.
即係大家留意到有香港旗或者有台灣旗嘅提我，咁我要刪咗個兩隻牌啊，費事唔公道。
It's not like, oh, you have to enforce federal government powers over a state doing bump.
Raise.
好，繼續搞 Mr. Mir 先，
Fold.
第二次噶啦，佢應該開始。阿 Jack 之期睇唔到啊，哦，阿 Jack 係阿 Jack 係荷蘭。
Fold.
They're obtuse.
Fold.
So they're misinterpreting the
Call. Check.
the direction that they've gotten from Supreme Court.
Hello， 有7個人睇啦，好嘢，恭喜大家，多謝大家支持。
Bet. Fold.
多謝大家嘅支持，7個係多過6個啦，應該係嘛？
Raise.
好，對住個 UTG， 如果佢識打咧，佢就 trap 我用啲好撚大嘅牌去 trap 我。咁但係我 block 咗傾 unblock 晒所有啲 A7、A8、A9 嗰啲會 open 可以 fold 俾我嘅牌。好中意搞啊 Jacks for Stacks。
Call.
哇，咁樣就冇得走啦。
Bet.
咁就冇得走啦 ，flop 咗個 open end 同埋 backdoor flush draw，
Fold.
搞掂，中埋 straight 添。
Raise.
好，開咗個3-3。
Call. Fold.
Hello Dice Kid， 你好。
Check.
Small blind call 就一定要大力啲 deny 啦，大力去 deny，
Fold.
咁咪 deny 到。Yeah，
Fold. Raise.
We discussed it very briefly. We're doing very well with negotiations, I think, with all countries. And Scott could
Fold.
tell you a little bit, but we are doing very well. We have a lot of
暫時唔係好多人玩喎。
You're also pessimistic around the same argument.
16個人玩，正咯。Overlay 就係我最想見到嘅時候。
Bold.
其實我都唔知點解咁早 rec，但係冇嘢做，諗住要直播下就早啲 rec 去揾啲嘢打下啦。啊，開咗好多鋪咯，對住條友，
Raise.
開細啲咯，今次開咁多鋪，佢係
Fold.
時候反抗咯，都唔反抗。OK， 每一鋪都搞佢，佢都唔反抗。
Fold. Raise.
又係同一個 spot 嚟喎。
Raise. Fold.
好，一有人喐就要 fold 啊。
Fold.
啊 ，Newbie Bro call 翻啦，係啦。啊，今次就冇上次咁靚啦。好，可以 check 得。
Check.
In some ways, the expected outcome
Check.
of years and years of American civil liberties decaying in the aftermath of 9/11.
Check.
rap 唔到啲乜嘢我而家，因為我 check 咗個 flop。
Check. Bet.
好，睇捱唔捱到一 pair 啦，佢一 pair 睇捱唔捱到啦。咁我 rap 得好好嘅 A 差嘅，其實咁 A 晒佢都唔夠大，咁就收一皮啦。
Raise. Fold. Fold. Fold.
Present a real threat.
Call.
They're exercising their First Amendment rights. It's not simply multi-
喂，有8個人睇緊喎，Hello，大家好。因為今日應該啲歐洲地方全部都冇開市啦，因為今日係呢個復活節啊，受難日啊，我喺度打啤就好似受難咁啊。
Fold. Fold.
He's right here. We're a nation
Fold.
of terrorists led by
我尋晚見到阿費高贏咗個5蚊嘅 turbo，搞到我好妒忌。誒，有啲牌啊，有啲牌就要開噶啦，有
Fold.
啲牌唔開等幾時？
Fold.
有啲牌就要開啦噃。
Fold.
搞啦 ，Jacks for stacks。哎呦，
Fold.
哇！睇到我直播，
Fold.
好，呢個怪怪地。哇！呢個點解咁 deep 嘅？突然間，呢個唔搞啦。啊！咁啊，大家呢個 Easter 有啲咩搞啊？聽日咧喺 HKPPA 有兩個比賽，有3個比賽，其實有星座杯啦嘅 FT 啦，即係星座杯嘅 Day 2啦，有中環杯啦，同埋夜晚仲有一個 Turbo 仔啊。咁如果大家有興趣嘅話咧，可以去 HKPPA 打 pad。
Bet.
咁啊，詳情就揾阿 Nero 啊，揾阿 Cyrus 佢哋啦。
And they said the attack.
the Friday episode is out.
I would say waved off. I'm not in a rush to do it. I think that Iraq has have a great country.
Check.
Really happy about that. Maybe be very good for Iran. And I think Iran
我想攞支水先。
Fold. 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 Fold.
Ukraine. We're doing that to Ukraine. We do that to our as it stands, not a proxy. We would like to make it simple. We tried. We tried with the sound. We tried to do it with the sound. So
Fold.
Raise.
Fold. Fold.
好，翻嚟。頭先點解我要刪咗個鏡頭？因為咧，我淨係着條底褲喺度打啤，我驚一起身咧就俾你睇到我條好靚嘅底褲。咁啊，呢個直播就唔係嗰類型嘅直播，大家明白？喂，屌啊！
Check. Bet. Call. Check.
But Barack Obama's foreign policy, and Israel straight up came in and was like, no, undermine this right now. And Trump was like, yes, of course, sir. I would love to do that. Thank you. $100 million showed in this. Of course, I will throw away the the signature foreign policy accomplishment of the Obama administration. The Iran situation is interesting because, according to New York Times reporting, Trump waked up Israeli front
Fold.
divisions emerged in his administration. Israel developed plans for attacking Iranian nuclear facilities that would require U.S. assistance, but some admin officials have doubted.
嗰日見到 HDTV 貓啦，
Fold.
呢隻果汁特價咁啊，買咗幾盒嘅，哇，難飲到死，得個甜字，飲到挑撚咗。
Fold. Fold. Raise. Fold. Fold. All in. Fold.
He wanted this to be reported. Okay, I'm just gonna mention that real quick. So that should start you on trying to make on what the admin is trying to do here. Okay, you would not hear about this if the admin didn't want it to be reported. So
Fold.
咁啊，大家有冇計劃下個星期去打 APT 啊 ？Suited 冇用嘅，屌得咁撚跌嘅，成100個逼喎，冇咯。有輕微嘅 runner 啊，我要真係 runner 啊，
Check.
真係慘。Jack of clubs 嘅話，我就真係冇得 fold。
Bet.
唉，嘥錢，嘥錢，放 break 咁都好，都多過 starting， 可以傾下偈啊！而家暫時可以集中精神。咁啊，下禮拜咧就係 APT 啦。咁 APT 幾時開始咧？就係下禮拜5嘅，即係仲有1個星期啦。咁啊，今次犀利啦！今次應該係 破紀錄咁多人會嚟去打，我覺得因為佢個 online 嘅 qualifiers 超勁，所以應該會大破紀錄。咁啊，亦都會喺個新場度搞啦。新場就最多可以開150張台，150張台。咁大家可以想象中今次嘅規模會有幾鼎盛，同埋有幾即係震撼啊！你坐喺度滿晒，即係平時台灣最唔好嘅 APT 嘅原因就係佢將啲 high roller 同埋啲細啲嘅比賽分開地方打啦。今次佢哋有同一個場，佢全部擠晒落去打，咁啊好大機會咧會去到1500人，甚至係2000人嘅 main event。咁另外嗰啲 National Cup 嗰啲一定係超多人啦。如果大家有時間嘅話咧，可以過去飛過去打一個週末咧，都應該幾正，應該幾正。有冇人係觀眾睇緊嘅觀眾係計劃咗去打 APT 下個星期？有冇觀眾計劃嘅去打 APT？
Citizens of the world, we are at war. I know. And it's the most brutal kind of war. Money war. That's right, folks. Over the past few weeks, financial markets have been in a tornado of turbulence after the U.
新場會唔會俾人掃啊？我想知道你 Eric Choi 你係咩意思啊？即係之前有俾人掃咩 APT？我知道你想講乜嘢，但係應該唔會有咁嘅事係嘛？因為始終其實打開門做生意，咁台灣亦都係合法嘅呢件事，咁所以每次新場都要俾人搞一次係嘛？咁可能今次會有多啲方法，可能，不過我都唔知，我都唔敢講，應該冇事嘅，冇事。Eric 聽日嚟唔嚟打中環杯同埋呢個夜晚嘅 Turbo？有兩場比賽聽日。Day 2死咗就打。哦，你入咗 Day 2，good。good luck 喎 Eric，聽日希望你有升咗杯好成績，贏翻啲 APT credit 嘅話就可以即刻過去打呢個 APT 啊。不過真係今次 APT 今次 APT 應該係會破紀錄咁勁，大家都好期待。Day 2死咗就打，咁 Day 2始終都會死㗎嘛。即係就算 Day 2打到好後，都可以打到夜晚嘅 Turbo， 我覺得。
US of A fired off.
好，繼續睇 YouTube。好，34秒，死就打咩啦？打中環杯啦。
2 weeks ago, I thought terror was nothing more than a game of my estranged former son. Well, all the time, buddy. Still looking. But nope. According to Investopedia, a therapist attacks for one country imposes on goods and services that are imports from another country. That makes the imports more expensive. Gold.
好，開工，
Fold.
仲有20分鐘嘅
All
lay
in.
rack。意識你佬一坐低就射。
Fold.
Is the most beautiful word to me. And I was reprimanded by the head teams. They said, "What about religion and God?"
Fold.
I said,
Fold. Call.
幾難 call off 嘅。我贏，拉隻5出嚟就俾我搞撚掂。哇！原來係有 straight 嘅。哇！如果用隻5嚟 call off 咗佢嘅話，都幾好笑。
Fold. 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 All in.
因為後面嗰啲人太 short 啦，我開唔到8嚿 off。
Fold. 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 Raise.
好，呢個係容易開啲。
Fold.
哇！Mr. Beatles 好乸啲。
Fold.
好，有位望一望個 flop，有個 gut shot，佢應該好大機會會 C bet。呢個 bot 好啱佢 C bet，但係我有 gut shot 個 backdoor flush draw。
Check.
我靚到咁啊！咁我打啦，你唔打。
Sounds pretty sweet. The point is, this is all very confusing. This administration seems pretty
Raise.
big. There's this whole theory of like,
唉，嘥晒，
Fold.
嘥晒。好，咁啊，到我差唔多要射啦。
Raise. Fold. Fold. All in.
and relatively free
Fold.
between different. Period reports on the U.S. economy for the Wall Street Journal. Stephen Heyman is the former director of international finance at the Federal Reserve. And listen, I got a whole stable of nerdy men out back ready to help us out in our time of the future. So I can kick back and relax. Let me roll these dogs across the street, all right? It's pretty murky, exactly.
哇！check
Raise. Fold.
Oh, committed race，做乜都要打晒噶啦。
Fold. Fold.
好似撳得大力咗少少呢個click，唉，唔緊要啦。希望佢係 Ace Jack 咯，
Fold.
係咪充滿咗呢個幻想？希望佢 Ace Jack，希望佢 A 10啦。
Fold. Call. Fold. Fold.
If it's fun, I said, well, I'll tell you. Because when I returned from my trip trying an adventure, I received a huge roaming bill from my cell phone provider. I know. What hurts me even worse is that I could have avoided all this misery by using Airable. Folks, if your thing is traveling abroad, install the free book. It's Sam Lowe, everybody. Leading European trade expert and author of the most favorite nation newsletter.
哇，幾 stop and go 啊呢下。
Fold.
President Trump is extremely hot under the collar.
Fold.
The U.S. runs an overall trade deficit, and we buy stuff from the rest of the world, and the rest of the world we ripped off the United States, ripped off and taken it. We've been ripped off, we ripped us off left and right. But now it's our turn
Fold.
to do the ripping. Of all the motives underlying Trump's trade war, this one, that other countries are ripping us off, seems like it's the most easily dismissed as being irrational.
The fact that the United States buys a lot more from others than they buy from the United States, it's not because it's not because others are being inflated. It's not because of others have tariffs on our products. Some percentage of it.
喂，好似有得喐喎，
Raise.
好似有得喐啊，
All in.
好似有得喐。唉，冇啦，仆街，
Fold.
仆街啦！哇，傾十咁恐怖嘅呢位朋友，唔好啊，唔好啊！呢位朋友，唔好，唔好，唔好，唔好，唔好，綠色唔好。冇事，冇事，冇事，冇事。咁呢個 double up 真係無限咁重要。
Fold. 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 All in. Fold. Fold.
翻嚟啦，
Raise.
好，有隻煙就要開啦。
Call.
flat 到個 button 咁有趣，好走得。
Fold. Call.
call 埋啦，呢套2-2咁得意，咁都係 hit， 咁就唔係啦。
Fold.
好，咁咪可以 fold 一陣，你冇嘢可以做。
Putting them out of the work. It also led to kind of like degradation of wholesome beings. This degradation of American industrial communities is often referred to as China shock, or the enormous increase in Chinese imports into the United States in the 2000s, which is estimated to have cut more than 2 million American jobs. There's also evidence that in the communities that are targeted by this job loss, more people die of drugs, alcohol abuse, and by suicide. They'll often be referred to as deaths of despair.
You know, Bloomberg story in this, the United States role was essentially saying that we're going to allow and partner with the China's rise, and we're all going to benefit from that. That was kind of the permissive consensus. That begins to change basically around 2011, 2012. China has such a comparative advantage in manufacturing that they basically bulldoze everybody else. And that is when the trouble begins to hit, because once you get to China's job, this creates concentrated losses in electorally significant districts, and it persists for a decade and a half. You get deaths of despair, all the bad stuff, and the reaction to that is part of it. So trying to boost manufacturing at home is a real thing, and all sorts of people think we need to be doing. For example, the Biden administration's big pieces of legislation, the Inflation Reduction Act and the CHIPS Act, were both aimed to bring high-value manufacturing jobs back to struggling industrial communities and industries that are going to become increasingly important. Building green infrastructure as the global economy tries to decarbonize. Building microchips as everyone uses AI to turn their dick pics into Studio Ghibli flicks.
咁樣 A7都要輸。唉，呢、個 Mr. Beatles 應該係天選之人中嘅天選之人，黐撚線。
Bold.
Thinking stops at products. And lots of folks agree with
哇！佢係咁殺人，真係唔係辦法噶喎。
continue to crank the tariff amp to 11. Also, you, Mark, you take a step back, all this chaos.
殺到人可以好快 FT 喎，其實咁樣殺法。得翻9個人喎。
Over the last 3 months. All of them are completely believed by the policies being undertaken by the current administration. They don't know how to understand them. They don't know how to predict them.
係過分咁 deep 過呢個 Beatles。
Also, never let them understand your previous move. Our reporting suggests that foreign governments and trading partners and allies don't really even understand what's on the negotiating table. Exactly. If it's just a case that every year he comes back asking for ramping up the tariffs further, countries have to reconsider their relationship with the US and start thinking about deepening ties elsewhere. So there are long-term consequences on the trust side of things. One of the top priorities for Canada, for Mexico, for Europe, for China right now is to figure out how to start de-risking from the United States as much as possible, as fast as possible.
而家睇緊一啲比較左翼嘅講呢個 Brad DeLong 喎，食嘢喎，講緊關稅嘅事。
We've already still watching. First of all, it depends on whether there is actually a trade or whether it is the same kind of contest as
A6 Shooter 都好啊，
Raise.
仲有最緊要就係個 Beatles fold 咗，
Bold. Call.
唉，仲係演，唔使走咯。
Check. Bet. Bold.
I guess we're in as much trouble as Britain
我
was.
有13個人睇都冇人講嘢，可唔可以有人講下嘢？唔講嘢嘅話，我真係好難直播落去喎，
Raise.
悶到撲街喎。唔係，即係我個人悶啦，當然，但係
Bold.
都有人講下嘢。
Call.
咩施傑倫嗰啲喺唔喺度啊，大佬？
Call.
頭髮好長，要陣間可能打完呢個牌就去剪頭髮先至瞓覺。
Check.
All this for a potentially this afternoon I want to look at this detail on Saturday development of domestic policy of parties and global implications.
Donald Trump's increasingly aggressive stance towards foreign students. The posture of comparisons like British parallels to Theresa May's Christmas hostile environment. This, I would argue, is something you can consider a weaponization of immigration policy as a blunt instrument against dissent, intellectual intent. The very idea that you can therefore back
14個人睇緊，應該都係 overlay 緊啊，仲係啊，仲 overlay 緊。星期五受難日都要 overlay 喎。
All in.
哇！哇！呢、個 spot 好明顯係 cheap lead bully 喎，呢、個都唔係好明顯嘅，不過好有機會係 cheap lead bully 喎，呢、個係用晒啲 time 先啦，冇問題。Jacks for stacks call， 哇！用晒啲 time bank。
Call.
大家覺得佢 call 唔 call 啊 call 啊，真係。喂
Fold. Fold. Fold.
有啲誇喎 Steven， 我都覺得有啲誇。
Raise. Fold.
其實可以唔開，因為後邊咧好鬼 deep 嗰啲人。
All in.
都話㗎啦。
Fold.
哦，
Fold.
嘭一聲就冇咗啦。因為四嚟 call 係咪真係有啲誇？係咪佢想 rebuy 啊？可能
Fold.
真係有啲誇。
Fold. Fold.
但係佢真係可能諗多咗，覺得個 chip lead 喺度 bully。不過我嘅睇法就有隻四嘅話，chip lead 點樣 bully 都有佢啦，留翻條命嗰個啦。
Fold. Fold. Call. Check. Bet.
chip lead 着火真係常識嚟喎，係嘛？
Fold.
唔着火都唔係 chip lead，頭三名都係着火喎，證明呢個遊戲係打暈嘅。
Fold. 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 Fold.
These are not measured policies.
Raise. Fold.
Only into certain phase of its
Call. Check. Bet.
It's still not surrendered. So too the toughest, mighty, coalition of Jewish
Raise.
咁樣狂法。Yolo 好似見過嘅，其實之前。
Raise.
哦，
Call. Check.
to observe rather than diversity. Yet there's this
哇！呢個 board 好複雜喎。
Call. Check.
one reason to work with science and this administration's rhetoric is therefore
All in.
Story is something that's people just
Raise.
were breaking a store.
Fold.
In which citizenship determines freedom of speech, where international voices
Fold.
stand not by law,
Call.
but by fear.
Check. Check.
好，可以 check check
Check. Check.
A 晒好好 show down 啊，
Check. Check.
真係好好 show down A 晒。
Fold.
Particular for O'Brien in 42 to do that. He stood up to Trump. And he said, I don't care what Trump wants me to do with the federal funds rate, boost the stock market. We
好，搞搞先。
Raise.
committed 㗎啦。
Fold.
is very widely understood
Fold.
and supported in national government and Congress where it really matters.
仲有2分鐘就可以一槍啦，喂，捱埋佢啊！
Fold.
捱埋佢啊！要一槍啊！
Raise. Fold. Fold. Fold.
This is not so. He is looking directly at Donald Trump's economic sabotage plan. And he's saying, as disastrous as what you're doing may be, he gets to that. We're not in this game. And we're not bailing you out. Just to telling you. Jay Powell has also been very clear that the independence of the Fed and his ability to stay in his role for the full term, no matter whether Trump wants him out, Trump does want him out. He says that it is a matter of law. Period. Full stop. End of story.
Told us about speaking with business people last night in the sense of what was going on in the Midwest. Let me turn to Fed independence. You've reiterated that you intend to stay in office until the end of your term, and that certainly reassured many financial markets. What are the levers the government or the legislature have to pressure the Fed? And should one worry about threats to the Fed's independence?
Fold. Fold.
好，仲有50幾秒我就可以捱到呢個，唔使 rebuy 啦啊！唔好 rebuy 啊！
Raise. Fold. Fold.
I do want to fire him. He's not doing what I want him to do with interest rates to make my economy.
Raise.
It actually is. And the translation here from Howard.
All
Hey,
in.
Donnie Boy, you can't fire him. Now, it is what a functioning democracy looks like. Institutions telling power-hungry lunatics that they don't get to rig the economy because it's political convenience. That
Call.
will also get set a direct shot across the bow at the bank saying that these all of that it's not going to.
The level of tariff increases announced so far is significantly larger than anticipated, and the same is likely to be true of the economic effects, which will include higher inflation and stock price.
And Powell also tells
好 A6有冇得玩啊？
Fold. Fold. Raise. Fold. 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 Call.
Prices
Check.
and keeping long-term
Check.
inflation at 6.
好 A side good 啊！
He's going to do what he believes makes sense. He's going to serve out his faith.
哇，
Check.
佢想 bluff 我
Check.
，check 埋。叫我隻狗咧，我都有隻狗喎。
All in.
對，唉，
Fold.
好咯，哇，
Raise. Fold.
傾3、2、3，我想接㗎，都接唔到咋。
This book is more important. If you care about what happens next,
Fold.
check out the Echo Machine.
Fold. Fold.
It's Trump is losing. He's the one man in Washington who's unable to control. And that is Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome. Trump reacted to Jerome Powell's law. And it serve out our terms and we won't fully
真係慘，呢位直直咁樣爆，
to mandate Powell be fired, saying he's too late and wrong, and accuses him of being in that.
Fold. Fold.
What a tantrum.
When today's rich and famous tech companies talk about what they do, they usually say something like, "We are connecting the world." By that, they mean we are creating a centralized farm bill that is as addictive as opioids. So when I learned that last year's best performing stock by growth was the Silicon Valley unicorn by the name of Palantir, I was pretty sure I knew what they were up to. Probably they made a streaming service called Boo Boo, a housing rental app called Housely,
Fold.
or a
Fold.
called Zoinkers or whatever. But just to be sure, I looked them up. At which point it became clear that these cats are a little different.
哇！17個人睇喂，發生咩事？咁多人睇啊！而家我要努力啲。我要努力啲打得好啲喎咁。咁啊，有排都未 IT 係嘛？頭4名先有錢。
Spin to their site to tell you that Palantir is all about AI-powered automation for every decision and delivering mission-critical outcomes for the West's
Bet.
Sentences that boldly ask the question, what if Genghis Khan and
Oh.
Ronald Reagan had a baby who wrote mind-numbingly boring marketing copy? However, I did
好大機會2-3成個鋪其實。要死就係呢鋪啦。好，爆咗佢，早啲休息。
Huge amount
Raise.
last year. Right now, there is no comparable company.
greatly outside of the
Fold.
opposite
Fold.
here. Their stock dropped about 340% in 2024, peaking this winter to get
Oh.
the evaluation of over
咁如果貪心嘅話咧，就 click 佢一下，但係冇乜分別嘅啦，都要打晒。貪心嘅話 flat 嘅話都幾驚其實。射佢啦，唔
Raise.
射。
Call.
好嚟啊，就知道要射，咪就係 flip 好，你加油，唔好有，唔好有，唉，早啲收工啦，咁可以，拜拜。好，咁就收工咯。今晚都係冇乜運仔，多謝大家支持，咁都做咗1個鐘頭嘅直播。積積輸 Ace King 都係常識嚟啦，係嘛？